Hey guys!
Hi guys!
Alrighty, so 2018 is gone. We are on to 2019, and of course you know what that means. Another year of Funko Awards. So we have a lot to go through this year, and we're going to try to not make it like 46 minutes like we did last year. It was a long video. They've had a bunch of stuff come out this year, more than any year prior. So again, a lot to go through. Now, before we get into this, I want to tell you where we got these, basically. We got them from the community. We got them through Facebook or Twitter or just people randomly talking to us. You know. And then we threw some of our ideas in there too, because a lot of times people sort of forget what came out at the early portion of the year, and they only remember what came out like in the last 2 to 3 months. So let's get started. So number 1 is the best new pop series of 2018. Again, this has to be a line that started in 2018. It can't be an expansion of an old line.
Exactly.
Brand new stuff. And we're going to break that rule with the very first one. And that was it. This is one that a lot of people said.
Overwhelmingly.
The only reason that we break the rule is because Pennywise came out in late 2017, and then they expanded the line with all the kids. But we're going to count it anyways. We also have Jurassic Park, the Venomized line, Fortnite, Cuphead, the Hercules line, Pokemon, even though there's only one, Hocus Pocus, and Yu-Gi-Oh! These are the ones that the community had stated what they thought were their favorites that came out in 2018. New lines, anyways.
That's right.
Yeah, so this one's going to be difficult.
I think so. Good variety here.
It's a good variety, and I think there's something there for everybody.
I think so too.
Now, my winner, we're going to have different winners here because we don't always agree on things. And we have to choose, and we don't let the community choose, we choose. Sorry, it's just the way it goes. But my number 1 has to be Jurassic Park.
Really? See, I think I'm going to have to go with Hercules. I like the fact that they're revisiting old Disney lines, so I'm going to go with Hercules.
Hercules, I loved the designs on the Hercules.
I did too. Some people, they were kind of wishy-washy for some people, but for me, I think they're fantastic.
I picked Jurassic Park mainly because I think Jurassic Park was a line that people have wanted for a very long time.
Yeah.
It came out, I wouldn't say it was perfect. It wasn't a perfect line as far as designs go, I would say. But they did a good job picking what came out. I still want to see a few more come out. I want to see the Ford Explorer. But for me...
You've been asking for that for a while.
Yeah, but for me, that's my favorite new pop series of 2018, of Funko.
So moving on to number 2, the best and worst movie moment. So we're going to start off with the worst. There's only a couple of them. The first one is The Crimes of Grindelwald, and Thestral, and Finding Your Voice, the Ariel one.
Yeah. Can we just go ahead and vote on this one?
Yeah, definitely. It's Ariel for me. That's
Is
awful.
It really?
Yes.
See, for me, it's 100% The Crimes of Grindelwald one.
I mean,
that was garbage.
It's so boring. It's just like...
It's not a movie moment.
No, it's not.
It's like, put them here, put them on a platform. Sell it.
But that Ariel one, her face.
The mouth is bad.
This is so bad.
It could have been cool, and I understand why they did it. I understand why they did the mouth.
I do too.
Because that was sort of an important part, but some things just don't translate into pops, and you're best just to leave it alone. And
I feel like that's what happened here. But that was just
it was pretty bad. Moving on to the best. The best. There's some good ones in here.
The best ones we have Pennywise in the Gutter, Thor vs. Thanos, Harry Potter Platform 9 3/4, Ron on the Chess Piece, Lock, Shock, and Barrel, Magic Carpet Ride, Under the Moonlight, and finally, Hook and TikTok.
Lots of good ones.
Lots of great ones.
We're not huge fans of movie moments, but there are some good ones in here. I felt like, okay, that's pretty neat. So, do you want to go first this time? What's your favorite one?
Yeah, I think the Hook and TikTok is the best. I love how colorful this is. It's just, it's great. I really liked the Ron on the chess piece. Both of those, they're not necessarily, I mean, they're movie moments, but they're not that big clunky platform that everyone has. And I think that's why I really like those two, but I love the color of the Hook one.
You know, I agree with you because it seems like with those two in particular, it's more of an extension of a pop. And it's not, like you said, this big clunky piece of plastic platform, throw some pops on it and call it a movie moment. So I do agree with you on that. I think that's what makes those a good movie moment. You know, it's not going to happen for everything, but I agree with you. Now, my favorite movie moment has to be the Pennywise and the Gutter.
Oh, that one's fantastic, but Pennywise creeps me out. So.
Again, yes, it's just a, a clunky block and you put things on it. But if you were thinking of a movie moment and you saw it, the movie, there's no way this wouldn't have been it.
Right, for sure. I mean, this one stands out so much to me just because of creep factor. That movie was so creepy.
And it's just cool.
Yeah.
To have his pop head down in the gutter and you could see him.
Right.
Like, that was it's very well designed. Right. It was just an awesome pop. The water looked cool on it.
I remember when we first saw it, we were like, so, I mean, of course it's going to stand out.
Yeah, so that one to me definitely wins. Up next, number 3 is the best and worst chase of 2018. This one, I don't know what to say about this. This one, a lot of the community, they had a lot to say about it.
Yes, they did.
Because chases have changed a lot in the past few years. For the better and for the worse. So let's get into the list. But first off, we're going to start off with worst. And Sergeant Johnson with the cigar. He just threw a cigar in his mouth and took the cigar out in another mouth.
Right.
Very minimal. You didn't do anything really.
Nope,
that's
nothing.
Very bad. Jasmine with the apple. Another one that a lot of people hated.
It's just so stupid. It really is. Like, you did nothing but flip her hand and put an apple in it. And
well, this is one of those things. Why even make a chase of it? Just put the apple in her hand and leave it alone. Make that the regular, A lot of people also said Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors. Basic blood on the mouth.
Yeah.
I didn't have a whole lot wrong with it as far as... I guess it sort of makes sense, but a lot of people said that, so I put that in the list. And finally, the Christmas, the holiday version of Vader. He held a candy cane in his hand, and the only thing that was a chase was the candy cane was glow in the dark. Oh. So these are the type of chases I can't stand. I hate the chases where just one little thing is glow in the dark. Right. Exact same thing, everything. They just paint a little glow in the dark on something.
It's so lazy.
It is lazy, because that should be the regular.
Right.
Just make it glow, for God's sake.
Do something special with that. And just,
do we have a winner? Or a loser, I should say.
I mean, I feel like they all are equally bad. But I'm going to have to go with the Jasmine. That's just so bad for me.
The Jasmine was bad, and in this same... that same vein, I think the Sergeant Johnson was bad.
Yeah, they're the exact same thing. And the same with the Darth Vader. Like, it's all just kind of stupid. Like, they did nothing to make them better.
There's no reason to chase it.
Right, exactly.
It was
I think that's a three-way tie.
I don't even know why you would put work onto making that a chase.
Right.
Like, why waste the money with a chase sticker on it? It just doesn't make sense. But whatever. Let's get into the good ones, because the good ones are a lot more fun to do. So for best, we have Invisible Man, the Walgreens exclusive. Of course, he was wrapped in regular and unwrapped and invisible with the chase. We also saw Atom Bomb, which is a great one. A great chase. Stanley Cup. The Stanley Cup comes with chases for any of the hockey players, which is a really great idea. I love that. I'd love to see NFL do that with a trophy for a chase.
Yeah.
Or like there's some cool ideas.
Gotta open up a can of worms.
Those are some cool ideas. Hades, the red glow-in-the-dark version of Hades, which is really, really great. Both It chases. Georgie and Beverly were awesome.
Yeah, they're both
great chases. Triple H, the Skull King.
Ooh, yeah.
That was a great chase. That looked really, really awesome. The Flocked Panda Pull. A lot of people love this one. That flocked in the red was just so beautiful.
So shiny.
Just a great looking pop. And then finally, Mr. Bean with the turkey head on. Another great one.
A weird one.
A weird one, but if you're a Mr. Bean fan, like that means a lot to you, and that's a very cool, very, very cool pop. So yeah. As far as winner, who would you choose?
I think I'm gonna have to go with the Hades one, just because I really liked that, and I like that they brought that from the movie into it, and the chase makes sense to me. So I don't know, I just like that one.
I agree with you. There could be an argument for a lot of them in here.
Yeah, I agree.
I think Panda Pool, the Flocked Panda Pool, you could definitely make an argument for that.
For sure.
Just because it looks cool. But I'm not gonna say that's the winner, only because it's the same as the regular, they just flocked it.
Right.
For me, a special chase is one that they've done something different to towards the character, and it adds to your collection a whole bunch. And for me, that's Invisible Man.
Yeah, he's just so cool. I mean, I get that one.
That's one that if you are a Universal Monsters fan and you collect monsters in general, you're going to want them both. It's not I'll take the chase over the regular. No, it's not that. It's I need them both.
That's what I think is important about chases. The character should be something that you have to have for your, like, not necessarily have to have, but it enhances your collection.
It doesn't take away.
Right,
but it
exactly.
definitely enhances.
That's what a chase is supposed to do.
Although in this one, I think this one take away. You do need that clear Invisible Man. That's so cool. So the winner is Invisible Man for me and Hades for you.
So moving into number 4, the best and worst non-pop item. Now Funko is they're notorious for this, expanding their lines into all kinds of different things. And this year we saw some pretty good stuff. Yeah. And the first thing that I saw that I thought was kind of cool was the bow item. I thought that was just really interesting.
Vinyl figure. And the packaging was great.
The packaging was so cool. And then just like that short film, that short animation, it was just so cute. Like that little dumpling.
Pixar doing it again.
I love it. That's right. And the second thing is Pez. I know that there are tons and tons of Pez collectors collectors out there. We're not Pez collectors unless it's just like a random character like Batman. Of course, Batman, everything.
Batman.
But these are kind of cool. I like them, and I feel like this actually works with pop heads.
It will actually sell.
Right, exactly.
Funko does a lot of lines, like you said, but they also fail at a lot of lines, I would say. You know, they've done Pops, and Pops were very, very, very successful and still are.
Right.
But a lot of the other stuff just doesn't hit all the time.
Right.
But I feel like Pez is one of those things, it's still a pop head, sort of, but there's so many Pez collectors that can't get that individual character.
Right.
Like, say, Hulk.
Right.
But you can get it in a pop head, and they'll be like, okay, I'll take that, you know?
Right.
So I think that will sell well regardless, so it's a good idea.
And now those are the last two things, the only two things we have listed for the best items this year. And of course, I think it's going to be the bow. I thought that was just so cool.
Yeah, Pez for value. They're going to get a lot of money off that, probably. But yeah,
cuteness factor.
People loved that. I mean, they really did love that.
Yeah.
And the way they packaged it, and they made it look like it was from the movie.
Right.
And I think that's important for Funko to do, not just do things that are pops where they really have no place in anything, because you can't, they're just a collectible, but they don't look like anything real from a movie.
Right.
Except I will say that Pudgy Pig looks like just like in Power Rangers.
That's true.
It's cool when they do these vinyl figures where they just have, their artists are able to just recreate what was on screen.
Right.
And Val did that.
Yeah,
it was cool.
definitely.
It was really, really great. So yes, winner. Definite winner.
Winner.
Worst though.
The worst is the cereal line.
Yeah. No competition, right?
There's nothing else. No contest. It's the cereal line. For some reason, I think that a lot of people can't stand the taste. I haven't tasted them just for, you know, other reasons, but the smell
I don't like them.
awful.
They're nasty. They're gross. And you know what? The box art's great. If you just want to collect them and look at them, cool. But the two things that go against it are the price, obviously, and the taste. It just doesn't taste good. And I don't think I've seen anybody say that it tastes good.
No, I don't think I've seen anyone do that. And then when, like, you let it set for, like, what, 15 minutes after we filmed that video, and it just, like, coagulated, and we were like, pass.
So cereal is a big loser for us. Maybe not monetarily for Funko, but as far as like just what came out. I just don't think the fans out there are a big fan of whether, if they don't want to collect it, that's cool.
Right.
But what if I want to eat it?
Right.
No,
we have like 10 boxes sitting around that we're just like, what do we do with this?
Number 5. Number 5 is a very hard one, I think.
Very hard.
It is the best Funko Shop item of 2018. So we have a few here, and most of them are ad icons, just that's a given, right?
Yes.
So we got Snap, Crackle, Pop, the 3-pack. The remolding somewhat of the cereal monsters. That's, you know, a lot of people aren't real excited that they did that. Some people are super excited about that. Have your opinion on that one. Then we have Bat Hound, Marshmallow Bigfoot, Toucan Sam, and a couple of recent ones, Pillsbury Doughboy, King Ding Dong, Red Chrome Batman, I know that's me, sorry, and Buzz the Cheerio Bee. The Cheerio Bee, that's a weird Buzz. We'll just call him Buzz. Yeah, so there are more.
There were a lot more.
That's just what was on the list, and then we threw a couple of them in there.
Right.
This didn't count the ones that went to the Funko Shop from cons. We'll get to that a little bit later.
That's a separate category.
A separate category. Do you have a best on this one?
Honestly, I know people are going to get me for this, but I liked the King Ding Dong because it's like such a simple design, like that hockey puck or whatever, but it's something I never thought would happen.
Just the Ding Dong coming as a pop.
So I really like that. I think that that's kind of an interesting go.
I remember when we reviewed it, I didn't like it because it was just a hockey puck, and they didn't do like the little like designs or whatever. That was something you could recreate as a Ding Dong easily as far as the texture goes, but they didn't. And you know, have your opinion on it. But it's cool. It is cool. I like it. So for me, okay, I just gotta tell you, I'm biased. I'm sorry. I'm biased on this one. It's too difficult for me to say what the best one was. I think if I was gonna pick one and said, oh, that was cool, it would probably be the Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
Yeah, that one's really cool.
It was creative, it was cool, it was fun. But that's not my favorite. My favorite was Bat Hound. I loved Bat Hound.
I think Bat Hound's really cool. I like it. It's a good one to have. It's an interesting character to have. So I can see why you chose that.
You thought I was going to say Red Chrome Batman.
I did. I was like, man, he's so going to go with it. People are going to be like,
Look, I like having the Chrome Batmans, but I don't like the fact that I have to find them because they're difficult and it's sort of a dumb variant. We'll talk about that later when we go into what we want to see with Funko in the future. So I did get the Red Chrome Batman. He's right here. We'll do a review of him a little later. Thank you, JT. Shout out because we did a trade, or he's going to get something in the future. It hasn't come in yet. But man, that one was difficult, and I'm glad I was able to get it. The one I don't have now is blue, but It's a lot of freaking money.
Number 6, the best con item. Now this is all of the cons. New York Comic Con.
ECC, Toronto,
yeah, that's right.
Canada Fan Expo or whatever it's called. Lots
San Diego, everything. All the cons.
All the cons.
Up first we have Professor Quirrell, the Green Hornet 2-pack, Pain and Panic, Flocked Bigfoot, Snow Bigfoot, Sentence Stinkor, Odin's Force Thor, Ram Man, Mary Poppins Yondu, Majin Vegeta, and finally Marty McFly playing his guitar.
This one was difficult.
This was very difficult.
And we took most of this from the list that people gave us.
Yeah.
Because there's too many of them and people have too many opinions. We really didn't put our opinion in it. Actually, I put one in my opinion.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that.
I think that for the most part, I mean, even though we didn't put our opinions in there, the consensus still included all of the ones that we liked.
I mean, and again, for us this year, as far as cons go, they just didn't have a lot we collect.
Right.
So it wasn't a big deal to us as far as the cons this year.
Yeah.
But there's some good ones. So do you have a winner?
Professor Quirrell. I mean, honestly, I stumbled over that just like he would. I stuttered through it, and I think that that's just such a cool one.
It was creative.
It was fun. Neat. It was one I never thought that I would
character.
That's right. So
that's what cons it should be.
Right.
That's
exactly.
what it should be. So for me, I gotta pick the Flocked Bigfoot. I think the Bigfoot was amazing. I love that design, and they have a bunch of different versions. We have the Flocked ECC one, the brown one, and then we also have the marshmallow one that came to the Funko Shop. The one I didn't get, unfortunately, that I really do want is the Snowy Bigfoot, the white one from Canada Expo.
Cone.
That is awesome. Yes, with the ice cream cone.
Yeah.
I love those. I think those are great con exclusives. It's weird, I know, but I very much like myths and legends, and I read about them, and I watch videos, and I love that stuff.
We just need a Chupacabra now.
Yes, you could give me these myths all over the place. I would love them. So to me, that's my favorite con exclusive this year. I know there are some Chrome Batmans out there. I know some of the DC stuff.
You know
Red
what
Hood
we
was
should
awesome.
have? This is going to get added to my list later, but I think we should get a Josh Gates pop.
That'd be kind of cool, and just like random characters with him. I also like the Marty McFly playing his guitar.
Yeah.
That one was a really fun one. He kind of went under the radar, though, I feel like, because being not connected to more Back to the Future pops, people didn't really pay attention to it. Which surprises me they haven't expanded that line. Don't you think it would sell more of them?
I think it would sell really well, honestly.
Yeah, so that's kind of weird to me. And I know a lot of people like Majin Vegeta.
Yeah.
It was just it was one of the worst releases of a pop, I think, as far as people being able to get to it in a long time, the confusion that set out. So that one's a little difficult too. Alright, so here we go. We're getting into the good stuff here. The worst individual pop design of 2018. So this one, the community had a lot to say. They weren't always on topic as far as that goes, because when you get mad, you just start talking about things.
That's
It's like, what? So, but the thing that most people said, even though it's not an individual pop, but I do just kind of want to say it because so many people said it, was Chrome.
Yes.
They chromed everything. They chromed Thanos a bunch, which I thought it was okay. Like the colors of the stones.
It's okay within reason, but I feel like they just took the chrome and catapulted it into a whole new level.
In the Marvel 10 years.
Yes.
Where everything was gold chrome.
Yes.
That I think was like, what are you doing, guys? Like,
I would have rather seen characters turn into dust than everything gold.
Yes, it should have been. They should have taken. I can't believe they didn't do it either.
I know.
Where you took characters, and they used to do this actually, where they faded. Where you did the characters that died in. Is this a spoiler by now?
No, God, no. If you haven't seen it by now, what are you doing?
Okay, well, if you had taken all the characters that died and made them half. Like painted and then they have fade into either invisible or sort of dust looking stuff.
Something.
That would have been cool.
That would have been so much cooler
the
than
10
gold.
years though, if you were gonna all like make this collection, I get it. Like you wanted to do gold chrome, but I just don't understand it.
Yeah.
I understand if you want to collect it because it does look cool to have all these gold chrome stuff.
Anniversary, the gold anniversary? I really don't know if that
it is 10 years. I don't think that's cool, is it? But anyways, yeah, let's move on to the list. We got also the Little Mermaid with the mouth. McGonagall's Animagus.
Yeah, that one's weird.
Another one people said, we haven't seen the show, but a lot of people said this, was Winston from New Girl.
Yeah.
And we looked at it just to see if this was like what they were talking about. Yes, this looked nothing like the guy in the show. Nothing. That was bad. And then finally, Amphibian Man from The Shape of Water. Wow, okay, so
come on now.
I think, okay, Chrome is bad, yes. Little Mermaid's mouth was bad, yes, sure. Maybe a design mistake, but it didn't like ruin the entire thing, I don't think.
I mean,
same thing with gold. The Chrome is annoying and they need to get over that, but still it doesn't ruin the design of the stuff.
Right.
But McGonagall's Animagus, I know you were upset about
that
this
one's
one.
honestly the worst for me because I feel like they lost so much with this because McGonagall's Animagus, when she turns into the cat, it has like the shape of glasses kind of outlined in the fur.
And that was a big part, right?
That was a huge part. And they didn't do this with her Pop character. Now, they did it with the Minnie, the Mystery Minnie, but they did not do it with her Pop, which is stupid. It's like, quality control, where are you? So,
well, that's one of those things, like, somebody didn't do the research.
Right, exactly.
Somebody told you, hey, we need a cat that's gray in Harry Potter. And then they don't watch Harry Potter, or they never seen any of the movies or read the books, and then they just see that, oh, it's a gray cat, I can do this, and then they made the gray cat and sent it out. This was such a bad release because this is something that you can't get past fans.
Right,
and you tried to push it.
Right.
Like, whoa, what were you thinking?
We're going to catch that quickly.
Yeah, so that was bad. That was very bad. Funko shame. And that, to me, that was like with Power Rangers when the GameStop exclusive metallic, well, it wasn't a GameStop exclusive, it was a Black Friday box, metallic yellow Power Ranger. Now they're trying to make those the movie, but they didn't have the correct logo in the center.
Right,
like, that's like, what are you doing? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Right.
Whoa. You know? You just can't get past fans. And that, that was worse for you.
Yeah.
Now, for me, it was 100% Amphibian Man.
It's such a creepy redo. It just isn't good.
Here's the issue, though. They showed something prior, like when we saw the graphics for what was coming. It was cool. It had like faded colors.
Right,
and
it looked good.
Yeah, like the colors were even. They were sort of they weren't saturated. They were good looking. They looked like what you would see in the movie. But when they brought the one out, they have sharp black bold lines and crap around the eyes. It's like, oh.
It's like the prototype version instead.
It's like what would have come from China, like it was like the secondhand market. Like, oh, we're copying. Like, whoa, now we know that's fake. Like, what in the heck happened there? That's got to be the worst for me. Amphibian Man was terrible. That was awful.
Number 8, the best individual pop design. We have a monstrous list for this, so we're just going to jump right into it. Up first, we have Dunharrow King, the Hulk busting out of the Hulkbuster, the Venomized line, Hulk, Iron Man, Ghost Rider, and Loki, the Dino Ultrazord, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Peel and Barker, Splash Mountain, Jeffrey Flocked, Ian Malcolm Wounded, Thanos Enthroned, Earth Day Wally, Flocked Pooh with Balloon, Treebeard, Roadhog, Fire Jack Jack, Todoroki, Zim and Gur on the Pig, Lobo, Orville with Miss Bianca and Bernard, Rainbow Bright, I don't know anything about this, so I'm just going to try to say it, Half Kokuju Kaneki, and Bigfoot. I think there's a lot of good contenders for this.
And there was even more. We could have added more to this. I think this year, you know, you can always look at the bads. Yeah. And sometimes you forget about the goods, but there were a lot of good stuff. There was a lot of good stuff that came out this year as far as designs go. Mine's easy, and I'm just going to say it. It's 100% the Dino Ultrazord. That is the best pop design. And not only that, just the attempt that Funko had. They had the gonads, we'll say, to attempt that. They were like, no, we need to try that. And you know what? It came out beautifully. It is the coolest looking pop I've seen, and where are you gonna get that?
Right.
Even as a collectible.
Right, that's true.
I loved it. It was amazing.
For me, I liked the Venomized line a lot. I thought that was really great, but like specifically Venomized Hulk, I think is the coolest one. Just because I like how you can see both of the characters more so.
And the green, the bold green and black.
Bold green,
looks really cool.
Stands out. It's great. I love that one so
I do want
much.
to say a couple things about some of these on the list that I just can appreciate this year. First off, I do want to say that Pooh with the balloon was a great looking pop.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That was a good looking pop. And I also really liked Earth Day Wally.
That was probably one of my second, third favorites.
Not necessarily like the design, but it was more than just the design. It was the whole thing.
The message behind it, everything.
And it's cool that Box Lunch does that. You know, they don't. That's what Box Lunch is for. They call it Box Lunch because they donate a meal every time you spend $10. You buy a pop, you donate a meal. But what was cool about this one is you bought it on Earth Day, and again, you know, they're donating meals. But the box was in recycled material.
Even
so
the plastic, everything.
Everything was recycled. Most of it was recycled, not all of it, most of it. But it was cool. The box was recycled cardboard, I think is what it was. And it was even cardboard. The box was awesome. That was a very cool pop. I can't consider it a winner because as far as design, it wasn't anything special, but idea... It was very, very special.
It was fantastic.
So we got 2 more questions. This one is, what did we dislike about Funko in 2018? So first off, Chrome.
Chrome everything.
They're doing too much Chrome. They're losing creativity. They're the variants they're not creative a lot of times.
No.
And they're just saying put Chrome on it, people will buy it. And in some degree that is true. I'm guilty
You're
of it.
a sucker for Batman Chrome.
But eventually that will sort of fail and hit you hard.
It's going to lose its flair at some point.
And then it's not special, which is bad. So Chrome, overdone Chrome, slow down on the Chrome, make it Chrome when it should be Chrome. Otherwise, stay away from it. Legion of Collectors missing.
Where is it at?
I'm going to start an ad campaign. I'm going to call the cops and be like, yo, where is Legion of Collectors? They've been missing longer than 24 hours.
We're just going to start a GoFundMe.
Put them on a milk box.
Yeah.
It deserves to be on a milk box. I know that Target has that box, and I assume that's what it is. But you never know when it comes out, and it's just not... It's not
Legion
it.
of Collectors.
It's just not it. It's cool. There's some cool ones, but it's not it. That ain't it. Another one is redoing small changes to existing characters instead of adding to the series.
Right, exactly.
I don't like that. They bring out so many different characters instead of... Well, they bring out so many different redos of one character instead of expanding the line.
Right.
Early Funko, you knew what was happening. It was very easy to control. Your collection, that is. They would bring out, say, a Disney line. You got 5 in that new line, 5 or 6 in that new series. And you knew, hey, maybe in 6 months or a year, we'll get Series 2.
Right.
And Series 2 will expand on that line, or grow a new line, or whatever.
Right.
But now, they really aren't doing that. I just prefer the way that Funko used to do it, where you knew what you were getting. You were getting 6 characters, and that was it. You'll have some exclusives in there that were new. And then, next series, you're getting brand new characters. That's the way it should be, in my opinion. I don't like that they're redoing the same character over and trying to resell it. Not a big fan of that. Another one is non-special chases. We sort of talked about this early. There ain't nothing special about it. Even back then, when they were metallic, or glow-in-the-dark, they were still... It wasn't like super special, but it was rare.
Right, I think that's what it is. Like the rarity factor was so important back then, and now it's just they're so common.
They should be different since they're common. They should be a lot more different. The taste of the cereal.
Oh my god.
So change it, please. Change the taste of the cereal. Do something about it.
Overwhelmingly submitted, people are like, that cereal is nasty.
Yeah.
So
the last one that I think is very important to not only me but to other people, this has been a hot topic in the community. It's allowing companies that aren't ready to have an exclusive have one and sell it through their means. That's becoming a headache. Whether it's Gemini used to do good, but now these companies are starting to. They caught on where they'll drop like 100 and then say sold out, and then drop 400 and then say sold out. Yes. And it's causing people to want to buy them even though they wouldn't necessarily want them because they feel like it's rare
super
or something.
Rare.
And then now that we have bots and stuff in the community, they're able to wipe those out so quick. It's you're not doing anybody any good.
No.
If anything, that's like bad practices, and Funko should say, hey, stop that.
People are just trying to keep their websites from crashing, and it's annoying.
Or with Magic and Vegeta, there are a lot of companies that just don't have the servers or the website that can handle that many people, and then it just becomes a total mess and chaos. I would recommend, if Funko could or would or anything, if there was some sort of partnership that could be worked out, is if Funko could say, okay, I don't know what it is. I don't know how much they have to buy, whether it's 10,000 or whatever, how much money they had to put into an exclusive when they bring one out. But maybe Funko could work out a deal where they could sell it in their shop, and then we wouldn't necessarily have to worry about those issues with releases. True. Like Magic and Vegeta or something. Maybe that's something they could do in the future. Use their means, and then don't let them have it on their website, because it's just not going to work. Just flat out, it just doesn't work. Right. Up next is what we liked from Funko in 2018. First one is revisiting classic Disney lines.
I'm so glad that they're doing this, because the Disney lines are one of my favorite. I'm sorry I talked over you, but good. I love the Disney lines so much, and I truly do miss classic Disney. That's what got me into collecting Funkos, and I think that that's where like my love of Funko has just kind of nested and stayed, and I really do miss that. I love that about the Disney Treasures box, and I think that they visit that occasionally, but not like this, and I'm so glad that they're moving back to it.
And stuff like that, where they were able to come back to old school stuff.
Yeah.
The classic.
It just kind of like revamps my love for Funko, because sometimes, you know, it's like a teetering love relationship. Like you have your ups and your downs, yeah. And I feel like I'm back on that upswing with Funko because they're going back to things that I truly do enjoy.
And there's no shortage of Harry Potter.
No, gosh, no.
That's for sure. I will say with their Harry Potter line, they've done well because, you know, they do have a lot of existing characters they redo, but they do try to cater to fan service where they pick individual like scenes or whatever, and that's a good idea. That's cool. Now, if you're a Harry Potter collector, you're kind of like, oh god, there's just too many.
Right. It's hard. You have to pick and choose.
Don't always worry about collecting all of them.
Right.
Pick what you really like. You know.
You may not need to be a completionist in everything in your life.
Don't tell me. Also, the expanding anime was a good idea.
Yes.
You know, we like anime, some anime, but not a whole lot of it. But I like to see so many people excited about it. So you know, I know like My Hero Academia is going nuts. People just we haven't seen it. I don't know if I'm gonna watch it or not. Our animes haven't necessarily been made. They don't make the stuff we like.
No,
we'll see.
not yet.
Also, ad icons. They've expanded the ad icons. They're doing great with them too. This is fun to me because it's different. It's just not something normal that you'll have in your collection.
It's classic Funko, I feel like. So
very classic
I
Funko.
love that.
Yeah. Big thumbs up for that. And then finally Pez. Again, we don't collect the Pez, but I can, you know, that's not what it's about. It's not about necessarily everything we think. It's what was a good idea, what do we like. And I do like the idea that Funko has said, hey, we're going to get involved with Pez and we're going to come out with Pez Pops.
I think it's kind of fun to bring in new collectors into the community because it's always nice to get that fresh new face of people in there, because you get this group of people that you're around all the time, and then it's also always nice to get like a new person that comes in like, oh, well, hey, this is what I like, or this is my opinion. And,
tell me about Pops.
And then you get to share your love, and it's just, I like that. I'm glad that they're doing that.
And it's not only that, it's sharing with collectors.
Right.
Not just people that found out what the value of Pops are.
That's it.
It's people that have collected things and just like it for what it is and not
other crazy hoarders. That's what we like.
Yes, more hoarding.
That's right. And finally, number 10, what we want to see from Funko in 2019. Now, up first, we want to see more ad icons. That's just such a fantastic line. We're really enjoying it. The community's enjoying it, and I just can't wait to see like where they go with that.
We could do a whole video on ad icons we want to see in the future.
Maybe we should do that.
We should do that. For me, more comic book characters, and not only that, but the variant should be more fan serviced. Now, here's what I'm talking about. Just think of Superman. Superman comes out, right? We have regular Superman, we have movie Superman, we have a couple Supermans, right? But what Funko hasn't done in a long time, even with Batman. Now, a lot of people complain about Batman. They say there's a bunch of Batmans, but I actually disagree. There wasn't very many Batmans this year. You can count chrome ones, but this is the issue I'm having. You're losing the fan service variants. So, I'm a comic fan, right? I like movies, I like the movies, but I collect the comic stuff because those are everlasting. They're not like 2 years and then people don't care about them. So let's just take Superman. Superman came out and, you know, 3 years ago or whatever. We get the New 52 Superman. Cool, we're up to date on comics. New 52 Superman, awesome. Now, let's get into some variants that are fan serviced. Kingdom Come Superman. Same exact pose, same exact mold, but they just painted it that looks like his outfit from Kingdom Come, the comic book from Alex Ross.
Add a little gray on there.
Add a little gray on there with the red eyes. Very cool. Fan service. Up next, Red Sun Superman. Same mold. Everything is the same.
Everything's the same.
Super cheap to make from Funko.
It's a new character though.
New character. Red Sun. Got it from a comic book character. These are things that Funko is losing. They're losing this fan service, in my opinion, for the comic fans. And there's a lot of us. There's a lot of us. And you could say
that's what got a lot of them into Funko.
Yeah, that's what got a lot of us in. Yeah, exactly. Because we're the ones that put the stuff on our walls and collect them with their comics and stuff. So that's what I want to see from Funko in 2018. I want you to get back to some of the fan service.
These things are great to take when you go into like meet and greets with authors and artists and things. It's awesome to have these. They're perfect. They're great sizes. And when you have something that's specific to their characters and to their comics, it's fantastic and people love that.
Yeah, and like speaking of that, like Batman, Thrill Killer Batman, Blackest Night Batman, White Lantern Batman. You know, there's so many different fan serviced variants you could do instead of just giving them a new shirt color or something. Not what I like. Glow in the dark, not what I like. It's just as cheap to repaint something that's exact same mold as it would be anywhere else.
I'd like to see the Pokemon line expand. I know that a lot of people are really excited about this line. It's brought a lot of new people into the community, and I think that it'd be great to just bring in so many more characters. There's so many out there that you can do.
Again, we said it before, expand lines. with new characters, not revisit old characters and redo them and call that a new line or a new series. And then something I've been thinking about that I think could be cool, finally, is give fans a fan exclusive. Give us an option to make an exclusive.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm thinking. And a lot of people do it, like Lego, for instance. They have this.
Yeah.
You could either do it 2 ways. You could have like the community of, say, customizers create one, and then everybody could vote on it, and then Funko can make a real one.
Ooh, that would be
which
cool.
Which could be really cool. Or give everybody in the community a list of, I don't know, 10 to 20 different series, and then let us vote on that series. Say the community has decided on Disney. You know, we want a Disney exclusive, and then we have a Disney exclusive, and then expand it more, have different movies or cartoons, and then pick that one, the community would pick that one, and then let it sort of organically be decided by the community and what we want to see. You know, what we want to see and make it.
Great.
And then put it on the Funko Shop, put a sticker on it that says fan exclusive.
Right, exactly.
That could be really, really cool. It'd be a cool idea. So, and now granted, pops take about 4 months to make. So you know, you'd have to understand that when you vote on it. But yeah, that's what I like to see.
I like to see that too.
Alrighty guys, so I know it was long, we tried, but there's just so much to always talk about. I'm sorry. I hope you had time to sit down and watch this, but if you didn't, sorry. So anyways, let us know in the comments your top 10 of what we talked about. Let us know your best pop, let us know your worst pop this year, and what you want to see from Funko in the future, going into 2019.
That's right.
And we'll be back in 1 year. So we'll see you guys next time.
Thanks guys, bye.